I'm not actually allowed to open it for you, so a trained person has done it.
Wow.
Behind this beautiful cabinet and mirror,
look at that.
you can see they've pulled it out to reveal some doors firmly closed, I noticed, behind, and that leads down a secret passage.
Hidden secrets are always fascinating, aren't they? From the passage that hides hidden doors camouflaged as a mirror and cabinet combo, to hidden entrances in Britain's secret network, some discoveries are so unbelievable they leave everyone asking, how has this been hidden for so long? Today, let's dive into the astonishing story of a secret tunnel found below Buckingham Palace and the mysteries it might reveal. 1. The White Drawing Room Passage. Buckingham Palace isn't just a big old house with some pretty impressive chandeliers. It's got its fair share of James Bond-style tricks up its sleeve. We're talking about 775 rooms, and amidst all the splendor, one room, the White Drawing Room, hides a secret that could totally win at hide and seek. A secret passage behind a big old mirror. Talk about making an entrance, or an exit, fit for a queen. Now, the White Drawing Room is no ordinary space. It's where the Queen and the royal crew hang out before all the fancy events. But instead of navigating an endless maze of palace corridors, the Queen can just pop in through a hidden door, camouflaged cleverly as a mirror and cabinet combo. This isn't just about royal flair. It's about sneaking through to the grand scene without the fuss. Back in 2015, during a cheeky segment on ITV's Good Morning Britain, Kate Garraway, the presenter, wasn't just there to chat about the weather. She showed off this hidden gem by tugging on what looked like just part of the decor. Lo and behold, it swung open to reveal a corridor straight to the Queen's private apartments. Imagine the surprise on the guests' faces as the Queen appears out of nowhere in the music room. This room isn't just a pathway or a pretty face. It's steeped in tradition, serving as the backdrop for countless historical photographs. Remember when King Felipe and Queen Letizia of Spain dropped by in July 2017? Yep, that opulent room with the secret passage was where they posed for the official snaps. And let's talk about the design, because no detail is too small when you're dealing with royal secrets. The ornaments on the sneaky cabinet, they're fixed in place to make sure nothing gets knocked out of place when the secret door is in action. It's this kind of attention to detail that keeps the room looking flawless and functional. So, while hidden passages might sound like something straight out of a spy novel, in Buckingham Palace, they're just part of the furniture. These clever little architectural secrets help keep the monarchy moving smoothly, proving that sometimes the best paths are not only the less traveled ones, but also the most discreet. 2. Windsor Castle. In Berkshire, England, Windsor Castle is not only one of the oldest and largest inhabited castles in the world, but also a keeper of secrets. Constructed way back in the 11th century, it's been a royal hangout for over 900 years. Now, that's a lot of history, but here's a juicy bit you might not know. Windsor Castle hides a secret underground tunnel. During the 2011 BBC documentary, The Queen's Palaces, presenter Fiona Bruce played a real-life version of The Floor is Lava. She lifted a carpet in what looked like just another office, revealing a wooden trapdoor. And voila, a set of stone steps constructed in the 1200s appeared, leading to this secret tunnel. It's like something straight out of a medieval heist movie. Fiona Bruce put it rather poetically. As if by magic, just lift these, and the medieval castle emerges. And really, it does sound quite magical. This tunnel wasn't just for show, though. Back in the day, during sieges, it was a literal lifesaver. It allowed soldiers to sneak out of the castle without being seen, either to launch a surprise counterattack or to hightail it out of there if things got too hot. Imagine needing a quick escape route in your house that could fit a whole squad. Bruce explained, if you're a soldier in Windsor Castle under siege, you need a way to get out, and this is the secret passage. Clearly, those medieval architects were not just about fancy towers and thick walls. They were clever with their hidden defenses, too. These days, the tunnel serves more as a historical artifact than a strategic exit. Its current use by the royal family? Well, that's not on the public record, but it stands as a fascinating glimpse into the castle's dual role as a home and a fortress. Windsor Castle's secret tunnel is just one of the many intriguing aspects of royal residences, illustrating the incredible lengths to which royalty went to ensure their security and privacy. It's a reminder that sometimes the most interesting parts of history are not always in plain sight. They're beneath it. 3. Johnstown Castle. Over at Johnstown Castle in County Wexford, Ireland, a place already dripping with history, a regular day of restoration work turned into an episode of Antique Roadshow meets Indiana Jones. Here's the scoop. On August 13th, 2023, while doing some conservation work on the castle's aging windows, a craftsman from National Gates and Joinery Company ended up making a breakthrough, literally. He broke through a wall in one of the towers, and voila, an untouched hidden room appeared. It's like something out of a novel, except it's real. And it's in a castle that's been standing for over 800 years. Anne O'Donoghue, the CEO of the Irish Heritage Trust, was pretty stoked about the discovery. She said finding new secrets in these old walls is rare and thrilling. And guess what? This wasn't even the first time Johnstown Castle pulled a hidden room out of its hat. Just last year, they found another secret room under the lakeside tower. This castle's just full of surprises. The room found this August was tucked away in one of the turrets, and early guesses are that it might have been a small bedroom. Talk about the ultimate hideaway spot. Brenda Comerford, the manager of Johnstown Castle, hinted that there's a touch of mystery and perhaps a bit of tragedy tied to this room. The castle's got some family legends that could give any soap opera a run for its money, so who knows what tales that room could tell. Since taking charge in 2018, the Irish Heritage Trust has been pouring love and a cool $7.5 million into the castle to spruce it up. They've been fixing up everything from turrets to an 86-meter underground tunnel that the servants use to scurry through. With every layer of paint stripped and every floorboard checked, who knows what other secrets are waiting to be uncovered. Each new discovery at Johnstown Castle not only adds a chapter to its history, but also connects us to the lives of those who wandered these halls centuries ago. Isn't it wild how a day at work can turn into a discovery that lights up the history books? 4. Homeowners discover secret tunnel under their house. You really never know what's lurking under your feet, do you? Take Gary and Beth Machins, who moved into their charming 1890-built historic home in Alton, Illinois, back in December 2020. Just a few months into their new life, while fixing up a sloping sidewalk because, let's face it, tripping hazards are the worst, Gary stumbled upon something incredible. It wasn't a time capsule or a buried treasure chest, but an actual hidden tunnel right beneath their house. This wasn't just any old crawl space. Oh no, we're talking about a red brick tunnel, complete with a sturdy archway, standing about 9 feet tall and stretching a generous 9.5 feet across, extending some 60 feet long. Just picture that for a second. Local history buffs got all excited, estimating this underground passage dates back to the 1840s. That's right, it's older than the house itself, having been there for nearly half a century before the first foundation stone of the Machins' home was even laid. Now, as for why this tunnel was built, that's where things get a bit murky. There's no handy user manual or a sign saying, built for XYZ purpose. The theories are as wild as they come. Was it an ice house, a root cellar, or perhaps part of the Underground Railroad, given Alton's strategic location near the Mississippi River and its historic ferry crossings to Missouri? The speculation is as ripe as the mystery itself. Gary was obviously over the moon about the find. He marveled at the craftsmanship and labor that went into its construction, saying, "A lot of brick. Whatever they built this for, it took a lot of men and a lot of hours. You know, one guy didn't do this." You can almost hear the respect in his voice for the unseen hands that assembled those bricks so long ago. The Machins are now thinking about the next steps. They're keen on preserving this slice of history and possibly even opening it up for public tours, provided the city gives the thumbs up, and it's safe for visitors. Imagine wandering through that tunnel, stepping back in time with each footfall. It's not just a quirky feature of their property. It's a tangible link to the past, nestled right beneath their home. Just goes to show you might move into a new place hoping for a little peace and quiet, but end up with a whole historical saga right under your nose. Never a dull moment in the Machins household, that's for sure. 5. Man finds secret passage in his 500-year-old home's library. Freddie Goodall, a 23-year-old from Sussex, hit the jackpot in the history department when he decided to nose around some old photos of his family's 500-year-old manor. The photos hinted at mysteries hidden behind the library walls, literally. Turns out that his home was more than just a bunch of rooms stacked together. It was a labyrinth of the past. The intrigue began with a photo of a doorway that once existed in the library, added during the 19th century renovations. This doorway had vanished over time, or so it seemed. Curiosity gripped Freddy, and he was soon tugging away books from a shelf to reveal a doorway hidden right behind it. And just like in those mystery novels, a hole concealed behind one of the books served as the rabbit hole to a whole new world. A dark, empty room beckoning with the echoes of the 1800s. But Freddy didn't stop at just one room. He found a floor panel that led him to a network of underground rooms connected by dusty passageways. These weren't just any rooms. They were a sneak peek into the days when servants moved like shadows through these secret routes. His adventure didn't end there. Climbing up a rickety ladder, Freddy discovered an upper room filled with cobwebs and an impressively large wasp's nest. No thank you from modern-day Freddy, but a treasure trove for history buffs. This room led to more stairs and another set of passageways winding down to a basement, with even more secret rooms. One such passage revealed a brick wall with names and dates scrawled in chalk. Ghosts of the past etching their stories into the stone. In the heart of this hidden world, Freddy found a safe that hadn't been opened in ages. Inside, there were books from 1848, shedding light on the manor's history, along with letters that whispered secrets of a bygone era. School books and desks from when the home doubled as a school in the early 1900s lay scattered about, telling tales of young minds learning their ABCs. Freddy theorized that these hidden hallways and rooms were the servants' secret highways, allowing them to move unnoticed, while what seemed like stables hinted at a space for horses marked by old flagstones. Despite the spooky vibes of these shadowy, forgotten rooms, he left them untouched, preserving the whispers of centuries for future generations to discover. So, while Freddy may have started with a simple family home, he dug deep enough to uncover a hidden historical saga waiting to be told. 6. Hidden tunnel used by the Knights Templar. In 1994, over in Acre, a city that's seen more than its fair share of history, a local was just trying to get her sink to stop gurgling. She calls in a plumber, who's probably expecting the usual day of clogs and leaks. But no, this is Acre. Things aren't that simple here. As he's poking around, the plumber's tools hit something unexpected. No, not another rusted pipe, but a full-blown underground tunnel. Lo and behold, this isn't just any old tunnel. It dates back to the Crusader period, built by none other than the Knights Templar. These weren't your average medieval contractors. They were a major Christian military order, famous for their role in the Crusades. Now, imagine you're this plumber. 1 minute, you're fighting with a wrench. The next, you're standing in a passage that's been untouched for centuries. This tunnel stretched a whopping 350 meters. That's about 1,150 feet for those who shun the metric system. Running from the Templar fortress in the southwestern part of Acre all the way to the city's port. Why build such an underground highway? Well, during sieges or when the heat was on, this tunnel was the secret line for knights, supplies, and all those treasures they didn't want falling into the wrong hands. Talk about strategic infrastructure. The craftsmanship, stellar. Vaulted ceilings, walls reinforced with expertly hewn stones. Clearly, the Templars were not just swinging swords, but some serious engineering skills too. Fast forward to 1999, part of the tunnel opened to the public after some heavy-duty restoration. And by 2007, the entire length was ready for visitors. Today, it's not just a relic, but a journey through time, offering a slice of medieval life right beneath the streets of modern Acre. So next time you've got a plumbing problem, who knows? You might just uncover a piece of history. But until then, the Templar Tunnel remains one of those incredible stories where the past literally lies waiting beneath our feet, proving that sometimes history is just a call to the plumber away. 7. The hidden entrances to Britain's secret network. All right, here's a little-known nugget from the World War II era that sounds like it came straight out of a spy novel. Back in the early 1940s, with Britain under the looming threat of invasion, the government wasn't just sitting on its hands. Oh no, they went full James Bond mode and started popping up secret underground bunkers across the countryside faster than you can say 007. These weren't your average backyard fallout shelters either. officially dubbed as scallywag bunkers, or the less catchy Auxiliary Unit Operational Bases, OBs. These hideouts were cunningly concealed in forests and rural nooks. The master plan? Should the enemy boots ever hit the British ground, small groups of specially trained local chaps, known as auxiliary units, would pop out of these bunkers and lead the resistance. Now, for the longest time, these bunkers were Britain's best-kept secret. Fast forward to 2016, and enter Dr. John Schofield from the University of York, a man with a plan. Using a mix of old-school historical records, the good old grapevine of local lore, and snazzy modern tech like ground-penetrating radar, his team started a historical treasure hunt. Their finds? Pretty mind-blowing. Tucked away near quaint villages, these bunkers were designed to be nature's own little secrets, camouflaged with everything from soil to leaves. Take the one they unearthed in a Kent woodland, for example. The entrance was sneakily concealed beneath a false floor, just waiting to be discovered. Step inside, and it's like entering a time capsule. Each bunker, about 12 feet long and 6 feet wide, was equipped with bunk beds, storage for weapons, and enough supplies to last a fortnight. The walls? They were snugly wrapped in corrugated steel, ready to stand strong against the weight of the earth above, with a handy escape tunnel leading out to a discreet ditch nearby. These historical hideaways offer a glimpse into the lengths Britain went to defend its soil and the sheer guts of the men who were ready to use them. The story of these bunkers isn't just about war. It's a testament to ingenuity, bravery, and the will to protect home at all costs. Unearthing these time capsules has given historians and U.S. regular folk a whole new appreciation for what it took to keep the homeland secure. 8. High Holborn Tunnels, London. Right beneath High Holborn lies an underground network that's not just any old series of tunnels, but the Kingsway Exchange Tunnels, rich with history and secrets from the past. Built during the dark days of World War II, these tunnels served as a massive bomb shelter designed to protect up to 10,000 Londoners from aerial bombardments. When the war buzzers fell silent, the tunnels didn't just fade into the background. In 1949, the General Post Office saw their potential and took them over. By 1956, these tunnels stepped onto the global stage as the UK's endpoint for TAT-1, the first transatlantic telephone cable. Imagine chatting with someone across the ocean while tucked away underground. These tunnels were the Cold War's hotline. As the 80s rolled around and tech leaped forward, the tunnels were decommissioned and nearly forgotten. But not for long. Cut to 2023, and the beat goes on for these historical hallways. The London Tunnels Group, supported by some serious private equity funds, scooped them up from BT Group with big dreams in their blueprint. Their plan? To turn these once secret passages into a buzzing public attraction. Working alongside the architects at Wilkinson Eyre, they're plotting a cool $140 million restoration, with an extra $80 million tagged on for immersive technology. They're transforming the spot into an interactive cultural hotspot where history buffs and tech geeks alike can geek out. The main gateway to this underground realm will be through a revamped structure at 38 to 41 Furnival Street, merging old buildings into a portal to the past. Set to swing open its doors in 2027, this attraction is gearing up to host up to 2 million visitors annually. Guests will be able to dive deep into London's wartime efforts and peek into its pivotal role in global communications during the tense times of the Cold War. So, while the surface of London keeps moving at a breakneck pace, below, the Kingsway Exchange Tunnels are gearing up to give us all a thrilling peek into the city's layered history. Just when you think you've seen all that London has to offer, it turns out there's much more waiting underground. 9. Fan Bay Deep Shelter, Dover. Who would have thought a bit of digging could uncover such treasures, right? Tucked beneath the iconic White Cliffs of Dover in England lies the Fan Bay Deep Shelter, a labyrinth of World War II tunnels that had been lost to the sands of time, well, more accurately, to heaps of rubble. Back during the war, these tunnels were a bustling underground haven, shielding soldiers from the fury of enemy attacks. Fast forward to 2012, the National Trust gets its hands on the land and says, "Hey, let's see what's under there." Enter the excavation stage in 2013, where over 50 volunteers rolled up their sleeves for some serious excavation. Talk about a workout. These folks shifted about 100 tons of debris by hand, using nothing fancier than shovels and buckets. Their hard work paid off, revealing not just the tunnels, but also the echoes of the soldiers' lives left behind. As they dug through, they stumbled upon some truly cheeky bits of history. Wartime graffiti scratched into the walls, soldiers' names, their service numbers, you name it. And the best part? Near the old toilet areas, they found rhymes complaining about the eternal struggle for toilet paper. It seems humor was a soldier's best friend, even during the darkest times. Diving deeper, about 23 meters underground to be exact, the shelter features 5 large tunnels decked out with spots for bunk beds, a hospital area, and storage rooms. These were all crafted by the Royal Engineers between November 20th, 1940 and February 28th, 1941. A true testament to quick and efficient wartime engineering. The cherry on top, after all the dust settled and the last shovel was put away, the National Trust swung open the doors to the public on July 20th, 2015. Now, anyone can wander these tunnels through guided tours, learning about the soldiers' lives, and even checking out 2 World War I sound mirrors. Early tech used to detect enemy aircraft before radar was a thing. 10. Drakelow Tunnels, Worcestershire. If walls could talk, the Drakelow Tunnels beneath Kingsford Country Park, near Kidderminster, Worcestershire, would probably never shut up. Spanning a whopping 285,000 square feet and stretching over 3.5 miles, these tunnels aren't just another underground maze. They're a massive chunk of British history, carved out during the throes of World War II. Back in the early 1940s, with the war painting Europe every shade of grim, the British government launched the Shadow Factory scheme. The idea? To decentralize and shield essential manufacturing facilities from enemy eyes and bombs. Enter the Drakelow Underground Dispersal Factory, dreamt up by Sir Alexander Gibb and partners. Officially commissioned in June 1941, this wasn't your run-of-the-mill construction project. Workers dug into sandstone hills near Kinver to craft this subterranean industrial haven, originally pegged at a cost of about $285,000. The bill at project's end in May 1943 had ballooned to over $1,000. So, what was all this secretive underground fuss about? The Rover Car Company set up shop here to contribute to the war effort, churning out engines not for cars, but for aircraft of the Bristol Aeroplane Company. They produced bits and bobs for Mercury and Pegasus radial engines, crucial to keeping Royal Air Force aircraft buzzing in the skies. Nestled underground, these tunnels offered a safe haven from the relentless threat of aerial attacks, ensuring that production could keep humming along, critical for wartime efforts. But wait, there's more. As the world moved from World War worries to Cold War chills, the Drakelow Tunnels morphed yet again. This time, into a regional seat of government, RSG-9, during the 1950s, prepped and primed as a command center should nuclear nightmares become reality. We're talking serious upgrades here, like blast doors and air filtration systems designed to scoff at radiation. Fast forward to the 1990s, post-Cold War chill-out. The Ministry of Defense handed over the keys to private owners. These days, the Drakelow Tunnels Preservation Trust is all about sprucing up the place. They're on a mission to transform this historic site into a Cold War museum. Imagine wandering through corridors that once buzzed with wartime production, or served as a nuclear hideout. Plus, the tunnels have seen their fair share of action as a film set, training ground, and even a potential wine cellar. And there you have it, folks. What do you think lies at the end of the tunnel? Let us know your theories in the comments below. If you found this story captivating, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for more amazing discoveries, and hit the bell icon so you'll never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.